Welcome to Big Blend Radio with your hosts, Lisa and Nancy, editors of BigBlendMagazine.com.
Hey everybody, it is Big Wind Day.
Wednesday?
No, it's the
Wind?
Big Wind. It's Windy Wednesday.
Oh,
It's Wind Wednesday, the Big Wind Day. The mighty wind.
Politician Day?
No, that's a wind bag. Everybody, happy Wednesday. It is April 12th, 2023, and we promise not to make any political jokes. Anyway, yeah, you're listening to the Big Daily Blend, and we love having you here. And as always, I always say this, look in the show notes to get links to our music playlist of the day, recipes, articles, puzzles, all that good stuff. But we're very excited about the National Big Wind Day. This commemorates the recording of the highest natural wind gust measured on the Earth's surface. This happened the afternoon of April 12th, 1934 at the Mount Washington Observatory. That is up in New Hampshire.
Wow.
Yep, northeast United States. Yep. It's the highest peak. The Mount Washington's the highest peak in the northeast United States, and it's at 6,288 feet.
And that's high.
Yeah, that's pretty high for back east.
High.
Yeah, we're used to Colorado, 14,000, 15,000, but that's pretty good. It's the most prominent mountain east of the Mississippi River. So today we get to have big wind. So there it is.
Whoopee.
Speaking of which, it's National Licorice Day, too. We'll get to that.
I don't want to put the two together.
I know. It's a silly Wednesday. That's really what it is. It's hump day. We can say and do anything we want.
Right.
So the first song on the playlist today is Wind of Change by the Scorpions.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So moving on. Okay, so from wind to space and aviation history, Sir Frank Whittle ground tests the very first jet engine designed to power an aircraft. He did this at Rugby, England in 1937.
Wow.
Yes, that makes a little bit of wind, doesn't it?
I guess he did.
Jet-powered wind. It is also Cosmonautics Day and International Day for Human Space Flight.
Okay.
Yes, this is an annual holiday always celebrated on April 12th. It celebrates the very first space flight and the first human being in space, which is Yuri Gagarin. He's from the Soviet. He's a cosmonaut. So it was Russia who got there first, basically.
Right. Absolutely.
So, and it's also celebrating the progress of actually going to space. I mean, now look at it. People are going to space all the time. Well, not crazy all the time, but, you know.
Well, pretty much.
So, he was the first person to travel into outer space, and he went on the Vostok 3KA-2. And this was back in 1961.
Sounds like a Volkswagen.
Yeah, and your grandma said it was, bogus.
Oh, no.
She thought it was fake on
yeah,
TV.
she did. No, she really did. She didn't believe it. My grandfather and grandmother were like, nah, that didn't happen.
Isn't it wild? And we actually know someone, Dr. Crispy, who was on our show as a musician and DJ. He went to space. And I remember asking him on the interview, so, if you ever got a chance, because he's a rocket scientist, seriously, a smart dude. Dude, would you ever go to space? Next thing you know, the dude went to space with William Shatner, of all people.
Oh, now that's
And William
classic.
Shatner cried when he came back, going, we've got to protect the Earth.
Well, it's beautiful.
He said,
when you
we
see
must
it from
protect
up
it.
there.
Yeah. So we got more about protecting the Earth and the trees later on the show today. But staying with the space and aviation part of things, today in 1990, let me go back, 1981 on this day, was the first launch of Space Shuttle Columbia on the STS-1 mission. In 1990, the Astronomical Union's Minor Planet Center in Arizona, say that 10 times, announced that 4 newly discovered asteroids, 4147 through 4150, will be named Lennon, McCartney, George Harrison, and Ringo Starr.
Funny.
So,
It's better than a bunch of numbers.
Yeah. And then in 1981, so going back a little bit, the band Rush were guests at the Kennedy Space Center to witness the first space shuttle launch. And that inspired their song, countdown.
Well, there you go.
So that's today. We've got to put that on there. So we've gone from the Wings of Change with Scorpions to Countdown by Rush.
There you go.
You can't rush the countdown, I'm just saying.
No, you have to do it very evenly.
Yeah. We've been out there, Cape Canaveral. There's a national seashore there, and you can actually park and watch these, shuttles go off. And there's a nudie beach there too. I just had to bring that up. Who knew the National Park Service would have a nudie beach?
Do not tempt me to say anything.
Yeah. Today is National Only Child Day. See, this day was made for me. Only child. Yeah. But they're saying that yesterday was Siblings Day, so today is, you've got to take care of, people like me. But they say that today, back in 2014, statistics showed that 22, did I say statistics correct? No, I didn't. That 22% of women aged 40 to 44 had given birth to only one child. So it's actually doubled, they say, since 1970 of only one child versus a whole bunch of, brood. Well, we don't need to be farmers anymore.
Yeah.
Families used to have more kids, birth control, and then, wasn't there at the time. And they'd have more kids. And think about if you didn't have TV, what were you doing?
Hello.
And then, and when people had big farms and stuff, they needed kids to do the work.
Oh, so they just had them.
Yeah, they did.
It's a long time to wait for a farmhand.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So, really, it's kind of a gestation period. But anyway, so just saying that, really, I don't know where, who, what, and where, all this stuff. So don't listen to us. But tune in every day. It is National 412s Day. So that's it's all about the number 12. We've got 12 months in the year. You've got to think about 12 eggs. So it's all about the number 12.
Okay.
And how significant it is. People do a dozen roses, dozen pastries. Everything is a dozen.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah. But so I thought, okay, well, if we're going to celebrate the number 12, musically, what are we going to do? Go to Randy Newman, whose his second album is called 12 Songs. So I thought, we'll play the first single off of his second album, 12 Songs. And the first single is Have You Seen My Baby? And so you can hear that in our playlist. Yes.
He's got 12 ears.
He's got, my baby, had 12 babies. Anyway. All right, nice. All right, sorry. Silly Wednesday already, I'm telling you. Anyway, apparently the album is really pretty cool and very rootsy, smart lyrics. It's good. It's swampy-like. I like Randy Newman. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's good. He's good. So that is in the playlist, and the music playlists we do are on YouTube and Spotify. So again, check the show notes. Now, I like this holiday. It's National Grilled Cheese Day.
Oh, yummy.
Yeah, grilled cheese sandwich day, I should say. Mm-hmm. That is, who doesn't want a good grilled cheese sandwich and a bowl of tomato soup?
You can do so much with a grilled cheese sandwich. You can put bacon in it.
Yep. Even Koozie the kitten is meowing. Yeah, she wants a grilled cheese sandwich.
Some of that.
She'll eat anything. No, she won't. She's picky. Mm-hmm. She's a queen. But yeah, apparently we've been doing this since the 1920s. Mm-hmm. And that's what led to having American cheese so that it could be easy to have a quick
It's so nice melted.
Cheese. I would like that now. Mm-hmm. You could have it for breakfast, a grilled cheese sandwich with pickles.
And maybe an egg on it.
Ooh, yeah. Oh, here we go. So our recipe of the day is from Ruth Milstein.
Cool.
She's got cheese stuffed mini rolls.
Mm.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. She just fills these little rolls just full of cheese and goodness. So check that out, and the link is in the show notes. And I did say it was National Licorice Day. It is, and we love licorice. It is one of the best. It's just the best. I love my licorice.
Yeah, I know you do.
And the Peanut Patch has it. The peanutpatch.com. That's my favorite place to get licorice because they have real licorice. Mm-hmm. And apparently it's good for your tummy. It's good for digestion. You don't have too much. They say that if you overeat licorice, you could have a heart attack.
Oh.
I always ask that of Dr. Jackie if that's true. And apparently, but you have to eat a house.
Well, she's like, if you overeat anything, you could have a heart attack.
You could do anything, right? But apparently it's good for your immune system. Also has anti-inflammatory properties that can restore balance to the stomach lining.
Oh.
So I like it. And of course I found a licorice song.
Of course.
And so that's added to the playlist. It's called Cherry Licorice, and it's by the Felice Brothers, based out of New York City. Yeah. They got their start playing in the subway.
Is cherry licorice real licorice?
Well, people like all the different flavors. People eat chocolate ropes. Like there's ropes. I like the dark. There's a salty type, like
the real licorice.
Yeah. Like the dark black licorice. It's almost greasy and chewy, and and then there's you could have licorice all sorts. You've got the Twizzler things, and then that's more like the cherry thing, and then you got jelly beans that are licorice. I like some
licorice flavored.
Yes,
they're still jelly beans.
Yes, but that's okay. They're good. I like this holiday. It is DEAR Day, Dear Day, which is known as Drop Everything and Read Day. And it was inspired by one of the most renowned American authors, Beverly Cleary. She was the first to create the concept, and the celebration has been going for many years. She was an American writer of children's and young adult fiction, and as one of America's most successful authors, sold over 91 million copies of her books worldwide. Wow. Her first book was published in 1950. Now, yesterday's article was on McMinnville, Oregon, and our interview covered Willamette Valley, Oregon, too. So we're all about Oregon. So our days were off today because Beverly Cleary is from McMinnville, Oregon.
Oh, wow.
That's where she was born on April 12th,
well, there's
1916. She passed away March 25th, 2021, not long ago, in Carmel by the Sea, California.
Ooh.
Both beautiful areas. And so I love that. And by the way, today's Big Blend Radio interview does have an author. Award-winning author Matt Koss talks about his new fast-paced historical mystery called Velma Gone Awry, a Brooklyn 8-Ballo mystery. It's cool. He's a good author. You've been really digging into all his books. Nancy's into it.
I know. He's really good. He's right up there to me with James Michener, Wilbur Smith.
Wow.
And I do not say that lightly.
No, that's a big claim there. Well, everyone, he's on the show today at 4 p.m. Pacific time, 7 p.m. Eastern time. You can check it out at bigblendradio.com. Once it airs, you can listen anytime. And of course, we're going to have to talk about the music that goes with this. So today's book song is The Book I Read, and that's by the Talking Heads.
Okay.
We love the Talking Heads. All right. It's a really interesting playlist of music today. This is a true blend. Don't blame me. The holidays and history dictate the playlist. I didn't do it. It's cool though. Stage and screen, Nancy loves 21 Jump Street, and it premiered on this date in 1987. And then 1988, Sonny Bono, Sonny and Cher.
Yes.
He was elected mayor in his hometown of Palm Springs, California.
Right.
We love Palm Springs. And he held that position until 1992, and in 94, he was elected to Congress. He did a lot of good stuff. And they have the Salton Sea named after him.
I think he really, really tried. I really do.
He did good.
Yeah.
Some showbiz birthdays. David Letterman is celebrating birthday today. He was born in 1947. The actor Andy Garcia was born on this day, 1956. Shannon Doherty, she was born in 1971. And Claire Danes, the actor, she's fantastic, was born in 1979. Now, musically, there's some fun history here. It's the premiere of your hit parade, the radio premiere of your hit parade. It was started in 1935. Ray Charles on this day in 1961 is the big winner at the third annual Grammy Awards. Think about how many years this has been going. He won 4 trophies, including the award for Best Male Vocal for Georgia, On My Mind.
Yeah.
Of course, that is in the playlist.
That is an iconic song.
Then in 1973, check this out. One of the show's most memorable moments, Sesame Street. Stevie Wonder played a funky 7-minute live version of Superstition on Sesame Street.
That's funny.
I want to see that. I'm going to have to YouTube that.
Yeah, you
obviously Superstition's on the playlist.
That's funny.
That's cool. 1967, check this out. So you go in cities like Asheville, we go on the Gray Line trolley tours and everything. Greyhound began offering tours of the Haight-Ashbury district of San Francisco, billing it as Hippie Land.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Really?
Well, it was.
Well, I know, but I didn't know Gray Line. Greyhound did it.
Well, I mean, people used to look at the hippies because they dressed different.
They were happy.
They had flowers in their hair.
They did all kinds of stuff. So 1992, I was talking about conservation.
Mm-hmm.
So Don Henley started these Walden Woods walks. So this was the start, 1992. Don Henley, he led 6,000 fans on a walk through Walden Woods in Massachusetts.
Wow.
It was part of a benefit walk to save the significant woods that were popularized in Henry Thoreau's work. Speaking of writers
Good
again.
for him. That's awesome.
Yeah. So he was always very environmentally minded. In
that's sweet.
1990, he started the Walden Woods Project to help preserve the woods.
Cool.
And that's where Henry David Thoreau lived and wrote. And his song, there's a song that's on the playlist. It's called No More Walks in the Woods. It's from the album Long Road Out of Eden by the Eagles. And it really is it's a song warning of the time when there'll be no more walks in the woods because the trees will all be cut down.
Yeah, because we're being dumb about
So
stuff.
read your Kindle and read our digital Big Blend magazines. Let's keep the trees going.
Yeah.
We need trees. Also, some musical birthdays. We got to give a shout out to Shaky Jake Harris, Chicago blues musician born on this day in 1921. He was born as James D. Harris. He was born in Earle, Arkansas. And I think you and I have been through there. But he was raised in Chicago. But he was also a professional gambler. And that's how he got his name Shaky, because of dice players. Shake 'em.
Oh.
Isn't that cool? That's some fun stuff.
Funny.
In 1919, the orchestra leader and singer Billy Vaughn was born in Glasgow, Kentucky. We've been through there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, one of my favorites, Herbie Hancock, was born on this day. Musician, composer. He was born as Herbert Jeffrey Hancock in 1940. He's a jazz pianist, keyboardist, band leader, composer, and educator. He started off his career with trumpeter Donald Byrd's group. Then he joined the Miles Davis Quintet. I mean, he's done so much. And then later, he did all this, experimental music. I think that's what's so cool about him. And then he got together with the Headhunters. So Cantaloupe Island, I mean, come on, that's probably one of the most iconic songs of his. We had to put that on there.
That's awesome.
Watermelon Man, he's done so much. Chameleon, Rocket, he's done so much. But he's won an Academy Award, 14 Grammy Awards, including Album of the Year, for his 2007 Joni Mitchell tribute album, River, the Joni Letters, which became the second jazz-owned album to win the award after Getz and Gilberto in 1965. Since 2012, he served as a professor at the University of California, LA, where he teaches at the UCLA Herb Alpert School of Music.
Oh, awesome.
He's also the chairman of the Herbie Hancock Institute of Jazz, which was formerly known as the Thelonious Monk Institute of Jazz until 2019. I did not know all this, that he was like that involved in
I've never
educating.
heard any of that.
Yeah. Now, our quote of the day, which I know I did last year, but I can't help it. It is so true. It's from Herbie Hancock. Creativity shouldn't be following radio. It should be the other way around.
Well, yeah.
Dude, I will start a whole rant
classic.
on it about what's happened
Classic.
to radio these days. So, but there's some good stuff. So, but still, you know what I mean. Happy birthday to Vince Gill, the musician. Also, he was born in 1957. 1944 sees the birth of rocker John Kay, the frontman of Steppenwolf. He was born in Germany. I didn't know that. Also, 1950 was the birth of David Cassidy. He was born in New York City to actor Jack Cassidy, which I did not know was his son. I did not know. And actress Evelyn Ward. Became a teen idol and pop star as Keith Partridge on the musical sitcom The Partridge Family.
Yeah.
But check it out. He had a comeback on his birthday in 1989 when in LA at the KLOS, to where the former Partridge Family singer's listening, wonders what happens to him. And next thing you know, he's at the studio performing 3 songs that land him a new record deal.
Cool.
So that's really cool.
That is cool.
1947, Alexander Briley, who is the sailor from the Village People, was born in in Harlem, New York City. 1964 sees the birth of folk singer-songwriter Amy Ray of the Indigo Girls in Decatur, Georgia. And you and I spent New Year's in Decatur, Georgia.
It's a nice place.
Just outside of Atlanta.
It's cool.
Also 1962, rocker Art Alexakis.
Okay.
Okay, I cannot pronounce your name. I'm sorry. But the frontman of Everclear was born in LA. So happy birthday. So there was some birth of music too on this day in history. Some very significant new albums. And we've got Garth Brooks released his debut album, Garth Brooks, self-titled, in 1989, and it features the number one country hits, If Tomorrow Never Comes, and everybody knows, The Dance.
Oh.
1983, REM released their debut album, Murmur. And then, 1965, check it out, the Byrds released their cover of Dylan's Mr. Tambourine Man.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Well, it turns out it's their first single and becomes a huge hit, going to number one in June. On this day in 1954, Bill Haley records Rock Around the Clock. It's his first session for Decca Records.
That's awesome.
And he did that, and 13 Women, which was a post-nuclear song that was originally for the A side of the single, but they flipped it around and put Rock Around the Clock.
Yeah, because everybody liked it so much.
Yeah. Then the final one that we're going to talk about is Bob Seger. Releases his album Live Bullet. It's all live recordings in 1976. He's from Michigan, so people there knew him, but people didn't really know him around the rest of the country and around the world. But this changed everything, because it really, propelled him to become a national act when they heard his live music, how live he is.
Yeah.
Live albums are the best.
Well, you get the real soul.
Yeah, you do. So, Travelin' Man is the closing song on our playlist today. Again, show notes, go check that out. In the spirit of travel, our article for the day is Spring in England from Glenn Burrows over in England. Just in case you want to go to England. I mean, it's a good time to go. It's beautiful. And then our Park and Puzzle are together. We have the San Pedro Riparian Conservation Area in southern Arizona. Beautiful water lily puzzle to do. And it's an awesome park to visit. So all of that's in the show notes. We want to thank you for joining us and wish everyone a happy birthday that was born today.
Absolutely.
Or born on this day. And maybe you are being born today. I doubt you're listening if you were born today.
You could be.
You'd be in the hospital,
but you
maybe.
might not remember.
Yeah, yeah. But anyway, thank you so much for joining us. Keep up with us at bigblendradio.com. You can follow us on anything, YouTube, Acast, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, you name it. We're there. Just type in bigblendradio.com and you can find us. So thank you all for joining us. Have fun. Have a happy, happy hump day. And don't forget, it's the Mighty Wind Day. The big wind.